Okay, here it comes. We've all been waiting for it. The Be Nice to the Planet speech. I'm gonna go easy on the jokes in this episode because, actually, for once, I pretty much agree with Jordan. In the sense that, yeah, we need to take better care of our planet, but what we're about to hear from Jordan is as naive as it can possibly get. I could just sum up this entire video in 4 words, and you're gonna hear those repeated over and over again. It's not that simple.
Today, life is just a link in a chain of innumerable others over 4 billion years old. And within just a pinprick of that amount of time, we, the Homo sapiens, with our tremendous brains and nearly limitless potential, have disrupted that balance completely.
Well, whoa, hang on. By its very nature, all life must consume nutrients from the surrounding environment, and it must produce waste. Well, at least it always does. I mean, if nothing else, it leaves a corpse behind. But the thing is that the waste produced by one organism, including its corpse, can serve as nutrients for another organism, and that allows for this nice circle of life that could, in principle, go on indefinitely, at least as long as there's a continuous input of energy from, well, the sun, for example. What's happened in our case is we've started using technology, and that technology produces toxic waste and relies on non-renewable energy sources. And what that means is we've broken the circle. And of course, this can't go on forever. In fact, it really can't go on much longer at all. So why not just stop using that technology? Well, as you'll see, it's not that simple.
We subjugated the growth of plants, calling it agriculture.
And the population began to grow as a result. There were just a few million of us. We don't know exactly, but the population was pretty much stable. We lived in balance with nature, if you will. You know what that means? It means that most kids died before reaching adulthood. Agriculture gave us the means to produce food for a larger population, reducing infant mortality. But it also meant taking up more space and having a greater impact on the world around us. As farming methods became more advanced, more food could be produced and the population could grow even faster. But again, it meant having a greater impact on the environment. Jordan, if you're suggesting that we give up agriculture and go back to living as hunter-gatherers, you do realize that most people, maybe like 99.9% of us, would die of starvation, right? Nature on its own does not provide enough nutrients for 7 billion humans. It provides enough for maybe 5 to 15 million.
We tapped into the energy deep within the earth, pockets of sunlight captured in millions of years worth of coal, gas, and oil.
And the population absolutely skyrocketed. With machines to do the hard work for us, our bodies don't break down as fast, so we can live longer. Those machines could also be used to further advance farming so that an even larger population could be sustained. But also, that technology led to other advances, including the ability to provide people with easy access to clean running water, which led to better hygiene and thus better public health. If we gave up the advances that came as a result of the Industrial Revolution, billions would die from disease and starvation.
There aren't many farmers left, and the industrialized farming actively poisons our foods with pesticides, which in turn poisons us.
Jordan, we don't use pesticides for the purpose of poisoning people. The reason we use pesticides is to kill pests, to keep pests from destroying our food before we get a chance to eat it. If we stopped using pesticides, we wouldn't be able to produce enough food for everyone. I think that a few cases of cancer is better than a lot of cases of starvation. It's not a perfect solution, I'll definitely grant you that, but it's the best we've got right now. Remember what I said? It's not that simple.
But how can all of the food demands be met without concentration caps of cattle, where not a blade of grass can grow?
Well, there you go. Got any suggestions? Well, not about meat specifically. I mean, yeah, we can stop eating meat, but we're still not really getting at the real problem here. How do we sustain a growing population without messing up the environment? How do we produce more farmland to feed a greater population without cutting down forests? That's a bit of a problem, don't you think? Are you beginning to understand now, Jordan? It's not that simple.
Houses are cloned, copied, and standardized, wiping creativity off the map.
And you say that while showing pictures of houses that don't look identical. That's irony for you, but you know what's even more ironic? If we gave up all these advances that you're complaining about, starting with agriculture itself, you would not be worrying about lack of creativity. You would not be worrying about what your home looks like. You'd be worrying about staying alive.
Everywhere, machines dig, rip, bore, and tear into the earth, faster and faster, without any regard for the millions of years worth of what Mother Earth has been creating.
You say while selling crystals.
Globally, water levels are falling.
No, globally water levels are rising.
Deforestation tears up the earth to make way for new factories.
Actually, it's almost always to make room for new farmland so that poor, hungry people can grow more food to feed their families.
Every 1 in 6 humans live in a crowded, overpopulated environments and don't have access to clean water or even electricity.
Got any ideas that don't involve genocide? Seriously, Jordan, think about it. Just think about it for a little while. Think of a solution that is available to us right now that doesn't involve letting lots and lots of people die. It's not that simple, is it?
So what's really going on? It's the separation and all of the stuff that comes from it. The fear, the anxiety, the I'm not good enough, the I want to have power over you.
Did you just say that climate change is caused by bad feelings? Seriously, Jordan, someday I'm gonna figure out how to stop being surprised by the stupid things you say. But I'm not there yet.
It's not up to someone else. It's not something we need to vote on.
Actually, it is. Decisions that affect all of us must be made democratically.
All of the problems of the world could be fixed overnight. Hey, shut that machine off. It's poisoning us. Hey, let's make all cars 100% electric. Let's make a way of generating electricity for free. We can make this happen, and we can all do it together.
Yeah, it's that simple. Just do it. Overnight. Make all cars run on electricity. There you go. Just do it. Go ahead, Jordan. Seriously, do it. I'm waiting. Kinda hard, isn't it? Do you even know where to begin? In order to solve a problem, you first need to understand it. And once you understand this particular problem, you realize that there is no simple solution. If there were a simple solution, we would have solved this whole thing long ago. Let's look at the biggest factor involved here, agriculture. Aside from taking up space, it also involves artificial fertilizers, pesticides, and the use of machines that rely on fossil fuels. Now sure, we could switch over to organic farming, which seriously reduces the impact, and that sounds great, right? Only natural fertilizers, no pesticides, limited use of those nasty pollution-spewing machines. Unfortunately, on average, organic farming results in 25% lower yields than conventional modern methods. Considering that there are people starving as it is, all else being equal, switching to purely organic farming methods would result in almost 2 billion people starving to death. Jordan, I want to help save the environment, but genocide on a scale that makes Stalin look like a Care Bear is a solution I simply cannot accept. Nor can I accept a solution that involves a significant reduction of our quality of life. Machines make our lives better. With far less physical work, our bodies don't wear down as fast, so we live longer and can spend more time actually enjoying life. Indoor plumbing leads to better hygiene, preventing the spread of disease and thus saving lives. With electricity in our homes, we gain the ability to store food in freezers and refrigerators so it doesn't go bad and make us sick. We can't give up technology. Instead, the solution I propose is that we develop new technology that doesn't pollute and that relies on renewable energy sources, that we feed the world's population by developing more advanced fertilizers and pesticides that are less harmful, and that we genetically modify plants to produce greater yields, something I'm sure you think sounds like a terrible thing. With more advanced technology, we may very well be able to clean up the environment, maintain our current quality of life, and end world hunger. Unfortunately, that technology isn't quite there yet, and the only method we have for developing new advanced technology is science. If you care about finding real, practical solutions to real problems in the real world, you should encourage people to become scientifically literate. What you're doing, spreading misinformation that leads to people misunderstanding and mistrusting science, is the exact opposite of what needs to be done.